Now, Ghandi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Now, people across the world every day are in need of our help, and one organization called the Global Volunteer Network works to connect people with communities in need, with a particular focus on vulnerable women and children. Now, with over 19,163 volunteers abroad working on 93 projects in 19 countries on 5 continents, it's a massive movement for good. And with us in the studio here to tell us a bit more about it is Colin Salisbury, the founder of the Global Volunteer Network, and Joelle Kayembe to tell us a bit more about it. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Colin, I'm going to start off with you first.
Sure.
Tell us about this movement, the Global Volunteer Network, and how it came about. How does it work?
Yeah, well, it's something I started 12 years ago. And it really came out of my experience of going to the north of Ghana. Mm-hmm. And this is in 1997. And it was an experience where I went into this tribe called the Kumbas.
Yes.
And I spent 3 months with this tribe. And when I was there, I just learned, the beauty of who they were, but the struggle that they had. Mm-hmm. And I saw opportunities for volunteers to help. You would see a school and they would have 100, 150 children and one teacher.
Wow.
And, I was thinking, well, obviously we need to train more teachers, yes. But in the short term, if we can have volunteers come and help, then that would be something amazing. And, so the dream started 12 years ago, and, now we have all those numbers.
Yeah,
so.
all those numbers indeed, and it's done some great work in that it's been voted by CNN as one of the top 10 organizations making a positive impact on the world, and it's also endorsed by Bill Gates. What's the secret, would you say, to the success of the organization?
I think it just comes down to, our heart of who we are. We're passionate about seeing volunteers connect with communities in need and really bring service, you know. And a really good example is we had a volunteer who was working in Kenya. Yes. And this was an HIV project. And there were many people who were on the project who felt that if you touch somebody, you will catch HIV. Uh-huh. And this volunteer said, no, you don't catch it through touching. And there was this beautiful example where he showed a father that he can embrace his son. Yes. And his son, and so this was a situation where the father had not embraced his son for a very long time, and he was able to show that. And, wow. And so, connecting volunteers, and bringing about real change is what we do.
Yeah, so. And I think it's also as a result of the contributions of extraordinary people, and one of whom you have as your ambassadors, Joelle, very well known. You're the Global Volunteer Network ambassador. Tell us about your work in the program.
My work started really because I was one of those volunteers who wanted to make change, and I had no idea how to go about it. Mm-hmm. So I did my homework and I searched around to try to find a foundation that best embraced what my sort of yearnings and longings were, and that's how I stumbled onto GVN. Yeah. And I've been working with them. We did the trip to Costa Rica, so that's pretty much, I'm a volunteer who's become almost adopted. Fantastic. And part of the family.
Yeah. So while you guys are in South Africa, what will the Global Volunteer Network be doing?
Well, the best way to explain it is this. So I went to Costa Rica and I did the Be the Change program with Colin and his team. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, I know loads of friends, colleagues in the industry who would love to understand what it is that you need to know when you're trying to start up a foundation. And I asked the team if they'd ever thought about coming to South Africa. And Colin said, no, we haven't, because, we've been everywhere else but South Africa. So we're bringing the actual program to South Africa. Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for bringing this successful organisation of the program to South Africa. And thank you for the work that you do along with the teams all across the world. I think we need a lot more of people like you that are making a difference, making a positive impact. Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Now, if you are interested in becoming a part of the Global Volunteer Network, all you need to do is visit www.globalvolunteernetwork.org. All of the details will be there for you to take you through the process of how to become a volunteer. Thank you very much to Joelle and to Colin for telling us all about it. Right now, it's time for us to take an update, or take a look at an update of the morning's headlines.